Yeah.
Wow.
But we'll go down the list, man. So we'll start out. Had Chiefs at number 1, obviously Super Bowl champs. They got all their offensive weapons coming back in terms of Tyreek Hill, Kelsey, Mahomes, both tackles in terms of Eric Fisher and Mitch Schwartz, who's all pro. So for me, offensively, that team can do what they want to do. They're good.
Yep.
Defensively, they're going to have to replace some guys, obviously, with contracts being up. Guys are taking 1-year deals to come there.
Yep.
But they're still going to have that draw of guys wanting to take less to go there because Mahomes there. And you know you're a contender with Andy Reid as well.
Yeah, just like Brady with the Patriots,
Yep.
Peyton Manning with the Broncos.
Yeah. People are going to take less to go there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at 2 for the power rankings, they have the Niners. And for the reason for optimism, which is what they listed. So obviously the reason for optimism with the Chiefs was Mahomes. The reason for optimism with the Niners, it says continuity. And I told you in terms of they have a lot of their pieces coming back on offense and defense. They have their coaches coming back. So I think that's huge in terms of them still being in that mix in terms of being Super Bowl contenders. Yep.
Yeah.
At number 3, got Baltimore Ravens. Talk about how they're returning literally every starter they have from the NFL's highest scoring offense. Offense that averaged over 30 points per game, 33.1 to be exact. And like you said, just put it in context, the Killer B era, which is we could say was our best offensive era for the Steelers, right?
Yes.
Average, I think it was 26 points, 27 points per game. They averaged 33.1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just context.
The thing is, though,
and they're returning everybody.
and obviously I flipped the switch and said, all right, I'll give them Super Bowl contention status. But in terms of coming from behind, that's the interesting thing. Let's just see if they could do that going forward, because that's what killed them in the playoffs. Obviously, they're rolling and trucking over people whenever they get a little lead, and people are all confused back there.
Well, and it's different, too, seeing coming from behind. They were matched up against one of the best teams in terms of being able to control the clock, too, with the Titans, what they were doing in terms of just running the ball with Derrick Henry.
Good point.
Because not every team is going to have a Derrick Henry, as we saw. So I think that does play into it. When we talk about just the matchup element of it, that's what I think of with that.
That's a good point. Yep.
Then they have, let's see, the Saints are at 4. Their reasons for optimism, back-to-back 13-win seasons and one of the NFL's most loaded rosters.
Yeah.
Fair enough. They definitely do got Breeze, reigning offensive player of the year, and Michael Thomas. Ton of talent on defense, even though I think their defense is a little overrated.
Yeah.
I think they definitely have a ton of talent, though.
Yep.
At 5, they had the Green Bay Packers. Let's talk about year 2 at Matt LaFleur's offense. How Aaron Rodgers continued to grow in that. We talked about their defense. They balled out. So
Seattle
at 6. Reason for optimism. Your boy Russell Wilson.
That's the only reason, really.
It is.
I mean, DK is going to get better. Yeah. Obviously, Lockett's there. And then they got that. They're going to have that tight end back that got hurt, Disley.
Yes.
And then
he was playing well.
Carson got hurt too. So, like, their offense is looking up in general.
The defense is the concern.
Yeah, question marks with the defense and offensive line. But if you have Wilson, you're going to be in the mix.
Yeah. Now, for here, at 7, they have the Patriots, and they say the reason for optimism, in Bill, we trust.
No matter what.
No matter what, man.
Yeah, because you're not seeing anything about Brady in this paragraph.
No, they literally don't name any other players. They say that they drafted well when they came out of a wild card loss and picked up Devin McCourty and Rob Gronkowski. But, yeah, that's asking a lot.
If you bring back Brady, I don't have a problem. I'd put them actually higher, but...
Okay. Yeah. So it all hinges on Brady for you.
It hinges on Brady.
I look at it like they're still going to need to upgrade talent because we saw that was the biggest issue with Brady.
I'm assuming they
right?
will, though, if they bring back Brady. Somehow.
Well, you would hope so.
Yeah.
But why didn't they this year? I mean, they had. I'm not going to do that because they did have Josh Gordon come back.
They tried.
Then they traded for
Sanu was a bust.
Then obviously N'Keal Harry, they thought was going to develop a little bit faster. It took them a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, losing Gronk like that, that's tough to replace just in one season.
Absolutely. All right, at 8, they have the Tennessee Titans. I do think this is high. They say the Titans have found their identity as an offense and know which quarterback needs to be under center. Then obviously said they need to bring back Tannehill, Derrick Henry, and they have $55 million in salary cap space available. Also, they talked about A.J. Brown, too, who's a young up-and-coming receiver.
Yeah, he looks like a beast, dude.
Yeah.
He looks like a beast.
And just think, he was doing that when they were going super run-heavy. So just imagine if he got
only really the second half of the year.
Absolutely. Like he had a similar type of season as Deontay Johnson in terms of starting off slow, then second half really turning it on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more splash.
Yeah.
A little bit more from his quarterback. Mm-hmm. I mean, that kind of helps.
But then he switched quarterbacks because he had to deal with the first half of the year with Mariota.
Well, that's what I mean.
And then they switched to Tannehill.
In terms of the second half, in terms of why he started going off like that, he was getting a little bit more explosive plays from Tannehill.
I mean, it did help that, Tannehill did become the comeback player of the year. I've never seen a guy get comeback player of the year from just being really sorry in Miami, and then he's good. He's come back guy now.
I'm giving him some props here.
That was interesting.
In terms of why AJ Brown's stats were better.
Yeah.
He's a little better than Duck. Actually, a lot better than Duck.
It's all good, man. You're a comfort seeker. I know how this thing rolls, man. I ain't tripping. All right. At number 9, they have the Minnesota Vikings, and they say the reason for optimism is Gary Kubiak. Because he'll be their offensive coordinator this year since Kevin Stefanski left, take the head coaching job with the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, he's a good coordinator.
Yeah.
He always has good run games.
Yeah.
You're not a fan. Super Bowl ring.
I know, man. I know. A lot of guys got Super Bowl rings. Andy Reid had Super Bowl ring before he won it with the Chiefs. Nobody talks about that.
He's the head coach for the Broncos, though.
I understand. I understand what you're saying, man.
Aaron Foster, C.J. Anderson.
That's cool, man. That's cool. I think a lot of that hinges for me on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is too up and down. That's my biggest thing.
So you're with me then?
I'm not with you. I'm saying he's up and down. His up and down. His down is still better than Mason or Duck's up right now. I don't know what you're talking about. It's the reason why he got $89 million fully guaranteed. It's the reason why.
The Vikings are regretting that.
No, they're not.
Well, last year they were,
not this year.
They were smart in only giving that 3 years. Well, I don't know.
No, he wanted the 3 years because he wanted to be fully guaranteed. They wanted to do 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they lucked out then. Well, I guess they could have just cut him anyway after the 3 years.
Either way, they were going to have to pay him. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then at 10, they have the Texans. They say it's because of Deshaun Watson. I personally think this is a little high for them.
They're done, dude. They're done.
I'm not believing in them at all.
Nope. Me neither.
At 11, they got the Bills. They say they have an estimated $90 million in cap space, 9 draft picks, and a young core. Oh, and they made it to the playoffs last year and lost in overtime.
They're done.
I guess we can both disagree on that one because I think they're too low at 11. I think they should be in that 7-8 range.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll win the AFC East next year.
I'll give you that, man. Well, win the AFC East.
Yeah.
If Brady's back, they're not.
We'll find out.
Okay. Yeah. I'll say that's a good mark for me at 11. I'm good with that. Mm-hmm. Not Super Bowl contenders.
Hey, whatever you want to say, man. I'm not saying they're Super Bowl contenders either. I think they will win a game in the playoffs. I think they'll host a playoff game next year, honestly.
Josh Allen, man.
He took the big step year 1 to year 2. The numbers don't lie, man.
Can you go 2
you
to
saw
3?
You watched it.
Big step.
You watched it. You saw it firsthand here in Pittsburgh.
He looked, oh man, come on.
You saw it firsthand in Pittsburgh versus top 9 defense.
He threw for 100 yards.
Which team won? Which quarterback wasn't turning the ball over? Which quarterback was making the plays that needed to be made?
Big step though. Let's just see if he can make a step from 2 to 3. Year 2 to 3.
Bro, what are you talking about? You saw Baker Mayfield take the opposite step. It was clear that Baker took a step back.
Yes.
Josh Allen took a huge step forward. He cut down on turnovers. Accuracy was way better. I think he completed 58% of his passes. Way better than what it was.
I just don't think he was that awful his rookie year, though.
See, you didn't watch him like that his rookie year because you weren't even caring about the Bills until this year.
I was not.
Yeah, his accuracy was terrible his first year. He was turning the ball over a ton his first year.
He was a good fantasy player.
I tell you, man, fantasy a lot to you, baby. Fantasy a lot to you.
Okay.
Yeah, he took a huge step forward.
Thanks for clearing that up then. Now we're on the same page.
Yeah. All right. Dallas at 12. Say reason for optimism, Mike McCarthy.
What? I would say Zeke, or just
man. I would say
continuity on offense would be the reason for optimism.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, they're always 8-8, 9-7, 10-6.
Yeah.
Mike McCarthy's the reason for optimism.
That's what it says, man.
I get it. Well, whenever we were talking about the coaches, any of those coaching hires, you could go one or two ways. Like, this is terrible. There's all these negatives. Or, oh, wow, this is a good idea. Here's some positives. Mm-hmm. So I guess they're just looking at the positive with Mike McCarthy.
Okay.
Of him being more of an authoritarian, and his whole offseason, whatever the heck that was, where he watched all the games and was breaking down the analytics. He's got some fresh eyes. So maybe that's what they're looking at. I don't know. He likes Dak.
We'll see. I think it's a little high for them, man. Because this is where I honestly thought the Steelers should be at, is like at 12 range right now.
Okay.
So at 13, you got the Rams. The reason for optimism, Sean McVay's willingness to adapt, even if it means hiring unproven coaches.
That doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't at all.
that phrase
Sean McVay is literally the only reason why I'm optimistic about these guys, because of his just offensive genius. I'm not optimistic about unproven coaches.
That doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means in terms of
shout
adapting.
out to ESPN. I don't get that at all.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I guess it is adapting in a sense here. But I don't know if it's a good adapting.
I thought he was ahead of the curve, though. So what is he adapting to?
I don't know. Maybe you see something in this new unproven coach.
Yeah. Good luck. All right. At 14, they got the Philadelphia Eagles. Reason for optimism is Carson Wentz. I think this is too high for them as well. I don't think they should be in front of the Steelers in this regard.
Really?
Wentz has the injury concerns, man. Every year is always hurt.
If he's healthy,
yeah, but
when?
When? That's the question. When?
It's bad times when he gets hurt.
Absolutely.
It's the worst times.
It's the worst times. And if it was just one time, okay, cool. If it was just one time, okay, cool. But it's been multiple times.
I know.
How many times do you have to see a guy get hurt to say, you know what, he might be a little fragile?
Actually, a good time was the Super Bowl run, because
Foles. It worked out.
Good time for the Eagles, at least. Not for him.
He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. It doesn't matter no more. He's good.
Jimmy G's got to.
Yeah, he does. Super Bowl winning quarterback, man. We ain't tripping.
He did. Was that the one year where he came in for 4 games?
Yeah, that was
one of those where they won it. Because he contributed at least there.
Hey, man, if you practicing, you contributed. How they getting better? Come on now.
It's a team game.
Absolutely. It's all fun and games to that team go out there and they don't like they practice. You like, did you guys practice anything this week? Oh, now you care about practicing. Oh, okay. Got you.
And here's the big one.
Pittsburgh Steelers at 15. Reason for optimism, Ben Roethlisberger. The article says there's still a way to go to find out if the franchise quarterback is hitting all the marks in his recovery from his past season's elbow surgery, but Roethlisberger's return answers a lot of questions for an offense that struggled with 2 backups in 2019. Every part of the offense needed Roethlisberger, from running backs who faced a loaded box to the wide receivers who could have benefited from a consistent arm. And if his rehab goes as scheduled, he'll be ready to resume his role for the 2020 season.
Sums it up. And now, are we going to be talking about that ranking, the 15 versus all the other teams where you think they should be?
Where do you have him? Because I told you where I thought he should be at.
No, here's the thing. Them saying reason for optimism, Ben Roethlisberger, they are factoring him into play then.
Yeah. And they have them at 15.
I'm assuming that they think he's going to be healthy and good.
And that's why they have him at 15.
Well, that's ridiculous then.
Well, that's why I said for me, I think I have him at anywhere between 10 and 12.
Because they should be, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say they should be in the top 5. If you're expecting Ben to be healthy, if you're expecting him to be good and healthy. Because here's the thing. Let's go back to those Vegas odds. If that happens, if the reports continue to come out throughout the offseason, Ben's looking good. Arm's better than ever.
Okay.
Training camp looks great. Preseason. Our odds are going to be skyrocketing.
Well, the odds are going to skyrocket as soon as if Ben gets killed on the 21st, they skyrocket. I'm asking you. You said top 5. Name your top 5.
I said top 5.
So who will be your top 5?
Well, 49ers are out of it. I mean, you got Chiefs in there.
So where in your top 5?
Probably 2 or 3.
Stop it, bro. I'm done.
You're done.
You're tripping, bro.
Our defense with a healthy Ben back, man.
At 2.
2 or 3. We're around there. Maybe if Breeze comes back for the Saints and he's good, then I mean maybe you could throw that at him. I'd have Baltimore below us and Patriots up there too in the top 5.